Welcome to the East End of London. Not very Vegas, but very real. Up front, in your face, lively. There's a game going down there here tonight, a very special game of poker. It's private, very private, no room for muppets. Now we've seen these faces winning world championships, test matches and gold medals. But can they cope with real pressure when there's notes in front of them and cards in their hands? This will sort out the men from the boys. Spontoolies on the table, I'm talking readies, and one of them gets the lot. This is poker how it's meant to be played. This is the real deal.
This is where it gets serious. Tonight, £36,000 of cash is going to be bet, bluffed and lost as we play our final table. The best poker players from each of our sporting fields of darts, snooker, athletics, football, cricket and rugby will be up against each other. And what a lineup that is.
The fans love to hate him on the dart scene. He can check out in front of the ball, but when there's bundles of 50s in front of him, will he crumble? In seat 6, it's One Dart Manley. 51 caps for England and 2 Lions tours. This geezer knows how to get stuck in. He was converting all sorts of cards into cash in his heat. He just loves to bluff it. He's a little pocket rocket in seat 5, Austin Healey. This ice cream's at home in the jungle, so this rough old East End gaff ain't gonna scare him. He'll want to show the others he's a tiger on the table, not just a pussy cat. In seat 4, it's Phil the Cat Tufnell. This ice cream's the one to watch. He's made a tasty little pile out of poker. A $200,000 first prize in the tourney a few years back. He's got the cred and the rest of them know it. It's seat 3, it's Matthew Stevens. From the athlete seat, this Scotsman wants to take the notes north of the border and leave the others in his tracks. In seat 2, it's Brian, Big B, Whittle. He's just led Leighton Orient into League One, so he's on a bit of a roll, this geezer. He takes a penalty cool as a cucumber, so bluffing for thousands ain't gonna ruffle him. In seat 1, it's Matt, the grinder, Lockwood. They've won 6 grand in their heats and bragging rights over their fellow sportsmen. But this is where it gets proper serious. Who's got the bottle and who's gonna flake?
It's the day they've been waiting for, the final of the Party Poker Sports Stars Challenge. Over the last few weeks, the field of 36 has been whittled down to 6. And now the expertise from the worlds of football, athletics, snooker, cricket, rugby and darts combines. 20 grand for the winner, second and third get paid too. There's prestige and big prizes at stake on this most intense of days on the green base. Those of you who've been watching the heats will know that they started with £1,000, they won 6,000 in the heat, and those are the £6,000 that they all start with sitting in front of them now. £20,000 you'll get paid if you win this particular event. Now, alongside me, actor and poker expert Michael Greco. Michael, you've played against some of these guys. Who's your money on to win today?
My money's on Matthew Stevens. I think he's the most experienced. He's won a big tournament, and he's been there, seen it, done it, and he's got the nerve. They've all got the nerve for it. They're all sportsmen, so they know what it's all about, the pressure. But money's on Matthew. I'd like to see Brian do well. Brian's a lovely guy. I play golf with him. I'd like to see him do well. He's the novice of the 6.
It'll take a lot longer to count it out then, isn't it?
Blind structure, 50 and 100 this first level.
Check.
Matthew checks. Austin's hit the middle pair with the 5s and comes in with 200, which is twice the big blind at this first round of betting.
Not knowing how most of these plays, it's difficult to know how they're going to call. But Austin's come out betting already. He's going to take this one down. Well played. He's got middle pair. If he'd have got a call, he's going to be worried about the king. So first hand to Austin.
Let's have a bit more social. Do you know what it is?
It's bad luck to win the first hand. It's bad luck to win the first hand.
Yeah. Oh, thanks very much. You could have told me before the first hand.
What do you have?
7-5. 4-2.
There has been plenty of good-natured banter amongst the players in the individual sports over the heats. Most notably the athletics heat, which was a riot the opening 45 minutes, an hour or so. Here,
I
some
think
of
we
these
should have a
guys don't
table
really
rule
know
that
each other
someone
that
asks
well,
you
so
what you
it's
had,
going
you've
to
got
take a
tell
little
the
bit of
truth.
time perhaps for the ice
And then
to
at a later
thaw.
date, when we watch it on back on
Of course,
TV,
there's that
you're
much
lying.
money.
We can send a couple
that
of the
much
boys round,
more
put a
money.
horse's head in your bed.
There to be
Anyone
won.
disagree with that?
Well, they've all done well. They've all got to the
Quite fancy
final, so they must know what they're doing. I mean,
not a
Austin
drink,
Healey
though.
being my old friend and nemesis,
Cocktail.
Mike Tyndall heads up, and Mike's a very good aggressive player, so he must know what he's doing.
Pass.
Passing
Pass.
rubbish hands like that.
Pass.
Raise.
Raise.
Matty Lockwood, the Leighton Orient footballer who
250.
won the last of the heats.
250 total. Pass.
Nice button raise.
Pass.
Well played, Matty. Matty's a bit of a legend at Leighton Orient now, isn't he? He's been here 8 years. And hasn't been playing too long. Likes to play his local casino in Southend. And has won a couple of tournaments down there, so he knows what he's doing.
And that's more money than a family will see in their entire lifetime. Makes you feel sick, doesn't it?
We was playing with
Certainly
this
did well to
chap
deal with Tony Cascarino in the footballers' heat.
and he was converting it into
Cascarino who's been the favourite going into that particular heat, but ended up being the third to lead from the sixth.
Yeah, that was a surprise to me. Cass is a very good player. Obviously, he wasn't getting the cards.
Surprise to those of us who've backed him as well.
Can you see that?
No.
Good.
Okay.
Can you? What are they?
Looks like Austin's prepared to
Call.
play any
Call.
old rubbish.
Derby for me.
Pass.
Raise.
Raise.
Matty King Queen, happy to
Make it 300.
come over the
300
top.
total.
Call.
Call.
You've got your paperclip ones at the bottom. I just like it.
And Matthew as well, ace-5 suited, exactly the same as Bryant, but Matthew's
Pass.
passed his.
I think Matthew's going to play the waiting game. He's going to see how things go, and then he'll make
Call.
his move. He'll
Call.
know the right time. He'll know the right cards. And at the moment, he just wants to see how people are betting, what they're prepared to play with. Now, Austin, who's limped in with his 2-6, is now called the raise with his 2-6. So it'll be very interesting to see
Get a
what
few
comes
extra
on the
clips
flop.
and just put 40 quid in
Ace
each.
2-6 will be very interesting.
Damn you.
Like you thinking.
There's his
2,
2.
Jack, and a 10.
And he's winning at the moment.
Check.
And Matty Lockwood's got an up and down straight
300.
draw.
300.
And on the strength of that, bets 300. He wants to see an ace or a 9, and if an ace came down, it would have been interesting. Brian, though, not hitting anything on the
I'll
flop,
raise.
good disciplined pass.
Raise.
Well, look at this. Austin's coming for a raise with his bottom pair. This is good, strong, aggressive play from Austin. Like I said, I didn't see him in his heat, but he must have done well to knock out Mike Tyndall. And he's reaching for his cash.
Yeah, it's that.
I think he'll get a call here from Matt. Matt's got quite a lot of money invested.
One in. That's it. Raise of 500. 8 total.
Oh, cool.
Call.
Fireworks.
There we go. 32. See, it hasn't dropped. Nah.
Matt will see the turn. If he misses and Austin bets again, he's got a fold, really.
Bluffing.
And he's got an up and down straight draw. He's got 2 overcards.
Nine.
He's not to know. Oh, look at that. He's at the absolute
Check.
nuts.
Check.
Austin could be in big trouble here if he comes out betting. I think good check from Matt. Oh no, I do apologise. Austin was on the check. I think you should check here, Matt. All right, there is a flush draw there, but you can't surely put Austin on a flush, considering as he re-raised him. Not too much, Matt. Just a couple of hundred.
700.
700.
Which will almost certainly be enough to throw Austin
Pass.
off. It
Well
does.
played. I suppose he might have been a little bit
Can see
wary
him?
of
Do you want to see him?
the flush
Yeah,
draw.
go on. There we go.
Nice straight. What's he mine?
Go on then.
6-2.
Was it? Was it really?
They're an honest bunch. Honest bunch. Most poker players lie about what cards they've got. But
Well,
they're
you'd
very
have
honest.
beat me then if that 9 hadn't come out. So I'd have probably folded.
That's what I thought.
Matt's taken an early lead. In fact, after the opening hands, he's the only player who's actually showing a profit at this very, very early stage. He's got 7,650. And everyone else is just been chipped away to play for his game.
It was good aggressive play by Austin, but unfortunately he should have seen more sense than to play with 2-6.
300.
Raise to 300 total.
Raise a 3 times the big blind from, or better 3 times the big blind, sorry, from
And
One Dart
that's
Manley, and
two together. I'll check.
Lockwood calls.
Get rid of those paper clips.
Pass.
Be in a lot of trouble, Peter, if a queen comes.
Call.
Austin Healey's prepared to play with anything. We realised that from the first couple of hands.
And this is what he was like in his heat. He played really loose pre-flop early on, then after the flop, really, really tight.
Look at
3-3
that.
check.
He's outdrawn them.
Check.
Check.
Top pair for
Check.
Austin Healey with the jack.
All check.
They've done well. The pre-flop raise has done well to just check that.
8.
Well, look at that, he's hit 2 pairs now. Jacks and 8s.
Yep. Although if a king, queen or ace comes on the river, then he'll be beaten. So because there'll be a bigger 2 pair.
500.
500.
I'll do it in 50. She's a nightmare, these clips. 1, 2.
Pass.
Well, that takes the king out of the equation for Austin.
That's
Pass.
well played. Good, strong,
Maybe
aggressive
count
play
it
from
all out
Austin.
and then did that.
He's got lucky. He's hit his 2 pair, but that's what it's all about. You've got to hit
You're
your
getting good
flops.
there.
Right?
You're getting good at counting.
Excuse me. I'll be able to play darts soon. You are. So I'm getting good at counting. I might be able to play darts.
Start drinking the tea, you'll be all right.
Austin Healey from the world of rugby.
Nice brew.
More than 50 England caps.
Sure, 50 then.
Small blind.
He's only been playing poker a couple of years now. He seems to have got a good knack for it.
Certainly a lot of
Pass.
poker played on England tours and
Cole.
club
Call.
tours as well. The likes of Matt Dawson was playing with England. Matthew Stevens has hit his first
Call.
hand.
Cool.
Just a call from Matthew. Quite
Call.
surprised
We're gonna
about
have a family
that. Thought he might
pot.
have raised.
Oh,
Playing very
I'm
tight.
in for having a family one. Cool.
Call.
Check.
That's great work. Nice little friendly family pot.
So 5 of them looking at the flop. Everyone except for Matt Lockwood, the cash leader.
Jack,
Who's
jack.
got the jacks?
Oh.
Well, would you believe it's Austin Healey against it
That
trips?
man again. You see, poker is a game of skill and a lot of luck. But you know what? If you're hitting the
Amazing.
flops,
I'll check.
you're going to win
Check.
tournaments.
Check. Check.
He's done well to
Check.
check it. Unfortunately, nobody else has got any of that. Well, Cat Tufnell has something of it.
400.
Bottom pair.
I'll raise.
Ooh,
Raise.
steady on, Austin.
600 more, 1,000 total. Pass.
I think I would have just flat called that.
Pass.
Try and take a few people
Pass.
into the turn with you, and even if
That's
they hit,
400.
the chances are you'd
No,
still be
it's
ahead.
600 if you wish to call, Phil.
600.
He's in for 1,000. Just give us a banded one if you want.
Hey, what's the bandage?
That's 1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and take
He's
those
in a
back.
whole
There you
host
go.
of trouble
You
here,
can take
Phil.
that.
Yep.
Also,
He needs runner deuces to win this. It's the only way he's going to win it.
You want a flush draw?
And the chances of that, as you can see, are 1%.
Eh? You want a flush draw? I don't know.
7.
Check.
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 Head checked.
Hope it's not a spade.
Well, doesn't matter if it is.
Ace.
I'll check.
Check.
It's a good check from Austin. He's going to induce a bet from Phil. The bigger the better,
400.
Austin's saying.
400.
He'll probably just flat call this. There's no point raising. He can only lose to a better hand. You might think that his kicker's losing his 4. He's got to call this,
Ace jack. Does
especially for the value. 400 to win 2,900
that mean
is
yes if you touch your nose?
good value.
Have you got ace jack?
Have a cup of tea.
Well, if Austin had seen the heat, he would have seen that Phil is prepared to bet aggressively in this kind of position to try and bet his way out of trouble. He threw people off quite a few big hands. Didn't work this time though. Austin's call.
Happy birthday, Austin.
Mate, no.
It's a hell of a pot.
I've got a jack.
Okay. Trip jacks.
How much should I put in?
You put 2 so far.
And it's
Do I need to put the rest in?
No.
taking him up to 8,100, the new cash leader. And as a result of getting heavily hit there, Phil finds himself in last place at this early stage. Austin's 8,100. Phil, the other end of the scale, £4,350. Long way to go yet. Tactic that Phil showed in the heat not paying off for him at this stage. 5 hands played, and Austin had
very gracious Scotsman. That's a rarity.
Welcome back. It's been the oval and round balls dominating the table. Austin Healey's used to getting stuck in on the rugby pitch, and it would seem he plays poker the same way. And Matt Lockwood has scored a few big pots in there too. Let's get back to it.
I went to Sheraton Hotel.
Oh, nice.
But how disappointing was the England team? How bad?
Yeah, terrible.
How much we laughed?
Do we have to talk about it?
Say that out loud.
Seen much of Brian yet? Not prepared to play his Queen 5.
Just when it comes around, just take my money as it goes round. I'm for a kip.
Be patient, Brian. Poker's a game of patience, especially in a huge tournament. This is only a 6-seater.
I'll raise.
If you're in a 250
200
player event, you've got to be patient because you're not going to get big hands.
Total. Raise 100 more, 2 total.
Cool.
Cool.
Peter calls with his king queen, but
Cool.
Matty Lockwood is more than happy to come in behind him with the ace-10 suited.
A bit more actually.
Well, I was just about to say, if you had a few diamonds on board, it's going to be very interesting. 2 people with a flush.
Check.
Matty Lockwood's got the ace,
Check.
the nut flush draw.
So I didn't see your hit. Did all you guys watch the other? Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, and a smile.
He looks really confident.
I know.
So that's unfair, you're not watching it.
Yeah. Sure it is.
I'll just go 200.
200.
We got absolutely nothing out of it.
If we see one of the remaining
There's
4
no
diamonds to
pattern.
hit the turn, we have the nut flush, we have a flush,
You never seen there, all right.
and Peter Manley actually has the second nut flush draw. So
That's good.
200 cold.
That is good.
Get the
Peter
Marty,
Manley's
can you see our
folded.
cards over there?
there you go.
Diamond comes down on this turn. There's going to be a lot of money lost by Austin.
Yeah, love one.
Ace.
It's a great card for Matty there.
Check.
It's putting me off that, looking at me.
Do I sort of give that away when I smile? 500.
500.
Well, he's prepared to put his money in. He's on a
raise.
flush draw.
Raise.
Thousand.
500 more, 1,000 total.
I think he'll get a call here.
How much is there? Can you count that for us, please?
The 2 cash leaders are going head to head, and if a diamond comes down on the river, we could see Austin Healey virtually down to 0. He does not want to hit his diamond, but he doesn't know that. They're both praying for a diamond. Austin, you don't want to see one.
Shaking your head?
To him up there, so I didn't interrupt you.
What's the situation? You've made it 500.
He's raised to 1,000.
Raised to 1,000.
Yeah.
We're just waiting to see.
Okay,
Yeah.
the action's back on Austin Healey.
So it's going to cost you 500, Austin. Stay in the hand.
Good, this, isn't it?
Pass.
Yeah, it's a good pass, good pass. 500 to win a pot of 2,500.
Ace.
He's getting 5 to 1 his
I was on a
odds.
flush draw.
So was I, to be fair. The diamonds.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
did you?
thank God for that.
The honesty at this table is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I've
Wasn't
never
this game?
seen so many
Wasn't
honest
that
poker
king?
players.
Too late now, isn't it?
Would you have the king of diamonds?
Matt back ahead,
No.
£8,450.
Ace
He's
10.
taking Austin's lead off him as well as some of his cash. It's honestly just a precursor to some moves and some moodies and some bluffs. We've got no doubt about that.
Yeah, it could well be. It
Okay,
could be
you're
right.
picking up. I'm just going to hold for a second.
I went
Matt
to that
Lockwood, the leader at
Caledonian
this
brewery
very
afterwards.
early stage of
Garth's
the
place.
Yeah, he's
final
not anymore,
of
is
the
he?
partypoker.com
He's
Sports
not,
Stars
he's
Challenge.
yeah.
It is very early stage though. We're only 6 hands in. This hand number 7. Austin's actually played 5 of the 6 hands so far.
Pass.
Yeah, he's prepared to see flops. And why not? If you're hitting them,
Pass.
you might as well see them.
Cool.
Call.
So there should be a raise here from
Call.
Peter on the button.
Any raise.
Just limping in with your
Yeah.
ace king. You're not going to know if where you are if it comes down 3 rags.
Five.
As
two,
it is,
ace.
he's hit a very nice
Check.
flop.
Brian
Check.
though has a flush draw.
300.
300.
They've all got something of this. Brian's got a flush draw. Matty Lockwood's got a inside straight draw.
In fact, from this position, there's, as you can see, not much to choose
See, I
between
think
Peter Manley
you
and
two
Brian
have the
Whittle's
advantage
hands.
because you're used to sitting around while someone else does something for ages.
I think Brian's got to call this. He's got a flush draw.
Even when I'm playing.
Whereas if I turn my back for 2 seconds, I get punched in the back of the head.
Call. Can you just try push your money over the line for me? Because I can't reach that far.
But cricketers must be able to entertain themselves in times of quietness.
What, like a third man or fine
King of clubs would be an extremely interesting card here.
I was going to say,
I was
yeah,
like, time the
two
ball
pair
fucking-
for,
I was thinking of the
Peter.
wicket keeper when you were bowling.
There you go. There's the flush.
I'll take 1300 first class scouts.
Check.
A lot more than me.
Going to check raising, I'm sure.
I've played in this
500.
charity game. I'm like absolutely the worst cricketer in the film.
500, he will definitely get a call from Brian. Possibly a raise. I mean, 8 flush isn't great because Peter could have the bare ace of clubs. So he might want to put in a raise
Call.
here. He's just flat called him, fair enough.
Call. Thank you.
If I had such a low flush, I'd want to maybe put in a raise. Just thinking that if he had an overcard, a king of clubs or ace of clubs, and a club comes on the river, no, as it is, he's safe.
$300.
300.
It's very cheap. He's made it very cheap for Peter. Peter should call this,
Call.
unfortunately. And you see, this is all stemmed from the fact that on the button he had ace king. He didn't raise on the button, he would have taken the blinds. As it is, he's let Brian limp in with his 8-3 of clubs, and he's lost a lot of money.
Show your hands.
So instead of taking a small amount of money, he's now lost a lot of money because he didn't raise with his premium hand.
Flush.
I thought you would raise me. I thought you would raise me.
That's why I didn't.
What would you do if you had? What would you do if you had?
There you go.
Well played, Brian, well
All in.
played. He did make it very cheap for Peter though. He could have probably even put 500, 600, 700 quid in.
Jack has had a low flush.
Jack flush wins the hand. It
Try
takes
to
him
find a really
third.
good one.
Yeah.
£6,750. As you can see, Peter now bottom of the stack. Gone under 4,000. First player to go below 4,000 so far.
You got any tournaments coming up?
I think it's a real fundamental
we'll-
issue that when
we'll
you
start on
have
Saturday.
a hand like ace king,
That's a good
it's
preparation.
not a made
The world
hand.
starts on Saturday.
So if you've got aces or kings, maybe you could limp in every now and then, depending on how short stacked you are. But
Good news, it
if you have
starts
got ace
right.
king, it's not a made hand. And if you're just limping in on the button with your ace king and the small blinds in and the big blinds in, and it comes 3 rags or an ace with 2 rags, you're not going to know where you are and you could lose a hell of a lot of chips. Whereas if you put a raise and you get a call, you know where you are.
Cool.
Call.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we ball count to 5?
Go on, I'll I'll call as well then.
Austin calling with 9 deuce and
Cool.
Peter queen 8.
I'm just going to go mental here.
Why?
No interest from Maddie, and Brian will throw his 8-6 away.
Pass and option.
Okay.
No worries.
Brian should have just called it. I mean, he had value there. He's getting 8 to 1 his money or something. So.
Nice family pot.
Nice to see a flop.
Just got in.
Just got here.
4, 9.
Well, Austin's hit
8.
the 9, so too has Phil. Phil has the ace.
Check.
They'll probably both be a little bit aware of the ace. Although saying that, Phil's coming out betting with the second pair.
300.
300.
No.
Pass.
Oh, that's a very
Pass.
disciplined fold.
Pass.
Watch out.
You know, if you're going to play your 9 deuce and you hit your 9 and you fold, what are you hoping to hit? So that's the thing about playing those terrible cards.
Fair play.
Well played, Phil.
Is it going to be like this all the way through? My name's Phil Tufnell, ex-England cricketer, used to play for Middlesex as well, King of the Jungle a few years ago, and nicknamed the Cat. I think I take a few risks. You know, I'm not too scared of losing a few quid. You know what I mean? So I think I'll be quite a risk taker. Sometimes it's, you know, you have to read a batsman a little bit, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you think he's going to come down a wicket or, you know, play a big shot or something, so, you know, you've got to have a little bit of a sixth sense, so hopefully I've got one of those and I can put that into practice.
We're at the second level of blinds
Okay, blinds are 1 and 2.
in the final. Peter Manley and Matthew Stevens yet to win a hand between them. That's why two players who have fallen below 5,000. Started off with 6,000 each. Blinds now up, £100 a small blind, £200 for the big blind, and it's Peter who's the first on the big blind at this new level. Still
no panic. The blinds are very, very small, so there's no reason for them to try and steal or panic. There's always, you can always steal from the first go, but there's no panic.
What do you want to do?
I want to raise it to
You're going to raise it, okay.
Yeah,
400 in total.
Thank you.
Okay. I think if I ask, it's probably easier.
Is that right?
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
That's no problem. Okay, it's 400 in total.
Good button raise here from Phil. He's entitled to do that with his King 8
I mean,
suited.
you had
Raises
that conversation
200.
about speeding the
Oh,
game
that's
up
a
before we
pass.
came in.
It's definitely the one at the moment, Jim, that's
What's
prepared
that
to
about?
stick his money in and bluff a bit, or to be very aggressive.
Pass.
Normally aggression is the key to poker, to winning these kind of events. Especially a 6-seater, one-table tournament. You've got to be aggressive, you're not going to get premium hands.
Has worked for him today. It's worked for him in his heat as well, a couple of weeks ago. The thing is, you just wonder how long it might be before he walks into a hand where one of the patient players, Lockwood, Matthew Stevens, someone like that has a hand. That would be the only danger really for Phil the way he's playing. It's very good poker.
That's the key, you know. That's the difference between a good player and an excellent player. You see some amazing, brilliant players, normally from the Scandinavian countries, who are prepared to play like Phil and to raise with minimum hands, but yet they know when they're beaten and they know when they've got to put their cards down.
Phil might just have hit a hand here as well. Brian's got ace-5 suited. Calls £200. Matthew doesn't want to know, and Phil has another ace. Ace-6 this time off suit, but it's always enough for him to get involved.
And raise.
And again, he's raising.
Yep,
Pre-flop.
any raise he's prepared
4 in
to
total. Raised is
put
2.
in with an ace. Any
4 raises
ace.
on the spin.
Eh?
That's 4 raises on the spin.
Is it?
As if he didn't know.
As if he didn't know. Acting all innocently.
Only use the extra check.
Eh?
It's only use the extra check to count on that.
It's
You
what?
only count up yours just to make sure it's
Pass.
Discipline fold from Peter with his King 10.
Oh, cool.
And called.
Well, that's prepared to see a
You've got
flop with
that
his 10 jack
well
suited.
organised,
Not a
I
bad
know.
hand.
That's very professional.
While
I bet he's got his knee.
while I was listening to the
Alright,
story, I
giant
was just...
trouble. Normally in those situations, Jim, if ace 5 against ace 6, most of the time it's a split pot if they do hit their ace.
2, King, and a 4.
Look at that. Matty Lockwood has hit his straight.
Lovely.
Check and check.
So flush, sorry, my apologies. King flush for Matt.
And Phil Tufnell's come out betting. What more could you want? You've hit a
400
flush.
bet.
Yeah.
A high flush at that.
2, that's 3. Another one.
Oh, sorry. 4.
Too much.
That was me.
If I was Matty Lockwood here, I'd just flat
Okay,
call
400
this.
is the bet.
I'm going to raise 1,000.
1,000 in total. Here's the
Brian will
600.
throw his
Pass.
in without much
600,
thought.
Phil.
And now, what about Phil?
My ace.
What have I got to put in?
600.
He's prepared to see another card. Well, I'm admiring Phil's aggression, but I'm not admiring his calls with the raise. He's got to think that he's definitely losing. Well, he's on a flush draw himself, but he could be in a world of pain if another spade comes.
Absolutely. Well, he might put Matt down on one of the kings. He might think, well, I've got the 6 of spades, another spade. I have got a flush. It could be extremely dangerous for him if another spade comes down.
That's going to keep filling it for longer, surely.
Absolutely.
$5.
500
Another
bet.
raise here from Matt. A huge, bigger raise this time, I think, to get Phil out. I suppose Matt's worried that Phil's got the ace of spades. And he's on a big flush draw.
Cool.
Well, he's just called him this time. He raised him on the turn, and he raised him on the flop and called him on the turn. It's very strange events.
Oh, and there's your spade. So, Phil
check
has king flush, but he's only got the 6. Matt's got the jack.
Got a flush here. It's the jack.
He sees the jack of spades. Phil knows he's beaten, and that's a big, big hand for Matt Lockwood.
I would have put you on the ace of spades then.
Yeah, Matt, you're saying he's putting him on the ace of spades, the flush draw. That's why he should have made a big raise on the turn, I think. Even though his jack flush was high, Phil was representing an ace of spades.
Well, that's the hand that Phil Tufnell perhaps has had in the post for a while. Betting quite big.
Yeah.
A decent hand elsewhere. Matt taking advantage, and he's gone over £10,000. First player to reach that mark. Matthew and Peter still yet to win a hand, and Phil now down under £4,000.
I like me there.
Okay, 1 and 2,
Yeah.
please. Thank you.
I thought you had a flush straight away. I thought you had something like 10 flush or something. What's wrong?
Sorry.
I think the warning bell should have chimed when he was
It's after
raised
10
on the
o'clock,
flop.
isn't it?
You see, that's the difference. A very experienced, aggressive, experienced player would have put the hand down as soon as they were raised on the flop, but Phil was prepared to see another card. And because it was an ace, he got in a whole world of trouble.
Do you foul?
Still, I'm sure he'll get his money back. Phil has been very aggressive.
Well, he's had one bad hand, but he's far from mortally wounded. And he's still got 3,700. That's 60% of his initial starting stack.
Cool.
That hasn't put him off. He's getting involved again, this time with 9-8 offsuit.
Gold and pass.
Cool.
You see, when he gets a premium hand like aces, kings, queens, ace, king, you're not gonna believe him, are you? So he's a very tricky customer.
And your option.
But in times like this, Jim, that the best way is to wait till you do really hit a good hand, and then you can gradually eat the money out of it.
400, nice.
4, 8, 7.
Well, Brian and
check.
Phil have both hit top pair with that. Phil in the box seat with
200 bet.
9 of diamonds as opposed to Brian's 6 of hearts to go with that pair of 8s.
Yeah, Brian's on a top pair with an inside straight draw, so it's not a bad hand at all.
200,
200 called.
Sorry.
Phil's obviously calling with his top pair.
I'll call.
And called. And
Austin, he's prepared to put the money in, hoping to hit a queen or 10 still.
Fearless, yeah, isn't he? Fearless.
It's not helped anybody.
could well be the end of Austin's involvement in this hand, unless he just tries to bludgeon his way out of trouble.
500 bet.
Which is harder to do now.
Well, I think if Phil comes over the top here, he could take this. He's probably a little bit wary now that Brian might have a 4. Or at least if he does have an 8, his kicker could be in trouble. As it is, his kicker's pretty good at the moment. There's many split pot possibilities here, though.
You just screwed up a bit of paper.
Pass.
I'm raising.
Raise.
Well, Phil's passed and Austin has decided he's going to raise.
You called it. You called it. He, the only way he's going to win this pot is by raising, but the thing is, he's not going to get Brian out of it. Brian's going to call him. He's got top pair.
Call.
Okay, that's a call.
Unbeknown to Austin, he's only a 6-to-1 chance in this hand.
Yeah, he's got 6 outs here, Austin. If he doesn't hit his queen or 10, without a huge bluff on the end, there's no way he's going to take the money. Nope,
2.
no help. Phil would have won this had he stayed in.
Check.
1,000.
1,000 bet.
I think he'll get a call. Brian is a very inexperienced player, but he knows he's got top pair. He won't put this down. I guarantee you Brian will not put this down.
What should the level of bet been from Austin? What would you like to see there?
More than 1,000, at least 2,000 to 3,000, if he's going to bluff it on that count. There's 4,500 in there.
I'll call.
Only there you go. See, he's got to call it. He's getting 4.5 to 1 his money. It's not a big enough bet from Austin. If he's going to bluff it, he's got to
That's
put
a
at
good
least
call,
2,000 to
that.
3,000 in. Well played, Brian.
Okay.
See, what I'm saying, you've really got to adjust your play. When you're playing against someone who hasn't played for very long, as Brian hasn't, you have to adjust your play. You can't make too big a move. You can't bluff too much, because if they do have a pair or top small pair, they're going to call you. And you could lose a hell of a lot of money.
That's what I thought.
Big hand for Brian, and he takes him up to £9,200.
No problem.
Now, he's still behind Matt, but he has almost twice as much as the other 4 players
try and bluff
sitting
on this
around the table.
It's official. Austin Healey and Phil Tufnell will play anything. With a strategy like that, it'll either end in tears of joy or despair. Either way, it won't be pretty. We're back after the break. Welcome back to the partypoker.net Sports Stars Challenge. It's getting pretty lively in there. Cash and cards are a great combination, and this one could go any way. Let's get back to the game.
Doesn't watch the long.
There's going to be a point where the blinds go up and Matt's going to have to start making some moves himself. But he knows that.
Please.
Reckons to make more money these days out of playing poker than he does out of playing snooker.
You know, I rate him as such a great snooker player. He's probably one of the best snooker players around, not to have won the World Championship. He's come very close, hasn't he? He's been in the final a few times and just been edged out by one of his fellow compatriots, Mark Williams. I seem to remember in a great final not long ago.
Cool.
But yeah, he's done very well in the poker world. He's probably one of the better celebrity players around. I can mention one other player that I think is probably better than him, but he shall remain nameless.
This one. Okay, cool.
No raise.
No raise.
Yeah, no.
6, 4.
Well, Matthews
5.
hit 6, the top pair. Go with his king. Not a lot of inspiration for anybody else.
Check.
I've got to come out betting here, Matt.
300.
300 bet.
Raise.
Raise.
Austin Healey with 9-10
Raise to
is prepared to
600.
stick his money in.
600 in total.
You see, if you're going to raise, make it a big, substantial raise. He's only raised it the minimum. This isn't going to get rid of Matthew. Matthew's prepared to see a turn card for another 300. He's invested 300. He's going to sneak another 300 in. Brian will probably fold with his queen box.
Especially with the pot odds. I mean, he's got to pay £300. He's got 900 in the pot at the moment.
Exactly.
Thank you.
It's better than 3 to 1 chance to win the hand. I mean, it's an easy money shot really with his pair of sixes and a king kicker.
See, I'd like to see a re-raise here from Matthew, just to see where he stands. Because he's thinking, okay, there is a straight out there, but if Austin's got the straight, he's not going to raise him now, is he? He's just going to flat call him. If he's got trips, he's just going to flat call him.
Call.
And he's seen Austin get his fingers burned a few times, so he's prepared to, yep, he's called him, so he's going to see the turn card. Matthew's hoping for either another 6 or a king.
Get your hair up with that.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Green.
There's no help to either of them.
Check.
Are you slow playing me?
If Austin continues his bluffing here, he could take this pot down, but he's got to make it a big cut.
It's pretty much what
He can't just make it 300.
All night.
He's got to make it at least 1,000.
I'll check.
No, he's checked. Sign of weakness now, you see.
Terry Griffiths. Yeah.
Matthew's pleased with that.
Check.
And that's a check, and it's an ace.
That'll slow them both down.
I'll bet.
You've got to make it big though, Austin. Can't just make it 300.
Oh, I can't. Sorry. I'll.
Just say what you're going to bet.
400.
400.
I think that should be 400.
Okay. So bet it's 400.
left from me.
I think he'll get a call here.
Yeah.
400 to win a pot, 2,200. He's getting 5 to 1 his odds, Jim. I think Matthew will call this.
Tips are easier. Yeah, you're right. It was easy with 1,000 counting it out.
It's just not big enough bet. I feel it should have been at least 1,000 from Austin. 400, Matthew. You're thinking, okay, it was 5 to 1 my money. What could he have?
Ace 3 or Ace 7? Ace 7.
Hasn't at any time represented an ace. We've gone this far, really.
No.
Well, you wouldn't have thought. So has he got 7-8? Has he got 3-7?
You've got to call it, Matthew, just for the odds, surely. I mean, it's a great bet from Austin in the fact that it's wanting a call. You know, you're thinking, okay, well, I've hit a big card now. I'm just going to bet 400 because if I bet too much, I'll frighten you off. Because 400 looks like Matthew to him as if it's an inducement. But I think in the circumstances, he's got to call it because he's getting his value for money.
Hope you just got the set.
And he's seen Austin bluff
Call.
before. Good call, Matthew.
Okay, turn them over, please.
9-10. Matthew was saying, can't bluff at this table.
Yeah.
And he's been proved right. He has picked it up. It's the first hand that he's won. And Austin Healey has been caught with his fingers in the cookie jar. He's now down to 3,300. That's a lesson learned, I'm sure.
No. Nothing again.
Matthew Stevens has bided his time very well. He's back in profit. And as you can see from the pie chart, Lockwood's still ahead with more than £10,000. Bits and pieces elsewhere. Worryingly though, Austin, purple, Phil Tufnell, the orange sections of the pie, both down. 3,000.
No.
2.
I thought you were on something like Jack King or King Queen.
When you bet at the end, you got your money with Ace 7 or something. Seen him bluff a few times, so I thought 400. It's quite cheap, isn't it?
His fingers have been burnt a few times now, Austin. It's
particularly
start calling for paramedics sooner or later. You see, if you're going to play those kind of hands and if you're going to bluff, you have to make it. He should have made that bet a lot bigger on the end. That's the only thing.
Pass.
But it's good aggressive play from Austin. He's prepared to stick his money in the middle and bluff.
Can I go for another
This
week?
is the first big premium hand
Can I
you've
go
seen.
for a week now? Yeah.
Now, we've been speculating about what might happen if Phil
Raises
Tufnell
4,
picked up a good
it's
hand
6
and
in
walked into a
total.
monster, and this could be
Pass.
it. Brian 6-9 and Matthew 7-8. Not really going to feature.
Pass.
Phil, though, has pocket sevens.
Pocket sevens.
Against the hand of Matty Lockwood, 2 king.
He could well go all in here.
4 more.
Yeah, 400 more if you wish to.
Yeah, he's just going to call it.
Who's got it all? Who's got it all at the minute?
I've got a fair bit there, I think.
Phil, to me, seems the kind of player would have stuck it all in. Put your money where your mouth is. Well,
I
he's
wondered if the razor's caught.
going to see a flop.
That's been terrible. I've just been trying to play rubbish, but too many kamikazes at the table to play rubbish.
6
Well, that'll
ace,
slow them both down.
jack.
Although Matty Lockwood has got the nut flush draw.
And worryingly for Phil, he's got a flush draw as
Go
well.
all in.
And he's going all in now. Decision time,
much?
Matt.
He'll get a call here. Matt's got the
Who's
nut
that
flush draw.
1,005?
Phil's representing an ace, but Matt's got the nut flush draw. And if he's getting the odds value, if there's not too much to call, he'll call this. I would call this like a shot. I wouldn't even ask how much it would be to call. I'd call this. It's a great bet from Phil. He's representing the ace. And also Phil himself has got the flush draw as well.
2-5.
But he can't beat. He's absolutely
620.
strangled here.
2,620 is all in.
There are only 2 cards in the whole pack where Phil can survive. You've got the money in front of you, Matt. You've got a call. If he only had 3,000-4,000 in front of him, he could think about putting it down. But
Even if he were to lose this hand from here, he'd only go back to about the 6,000 he started
that's
with.
what I'm saying, Jim. That's what I'm saying. If he didn't have much in front of him and he's putting his tournament on the line, he could put it down. But he's chip leader.
I've got loads of spare
He's cash
elastic bands
leader.
and
He's got the
pins over
best
if anyone
flush
needs
draw
them.
going. He's got every chance of taking this pot. He will be absolutely delighted. If he calls this, he will be absolutely delighted at the outcome. Well, that's if Phil doesn't hit a 7.
I'm going to have to give you 30 seconds.
So
Yeah.
easy here. But
So
it's
is it 2
decisions
6?
like this that make or break the tournament.
2,620.
It is so easy here, and I'm trying to always put my mind in the position of the player. But if I was Matt Lockwood and I didn't know what Phil's got, I would stick my money in.
I would as well.
Sod it. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Good
good
call.
call, Matt. Great call.
You got the ace, I presume.
No.
He was representing the ace, Matt, but no.
Later.
He'd be delighted to see you got a pair of 7s.
Phil
there,
struggling,
to call.
needs to see
I
need a 7.
Club, but
a
yeah,
7,
now.
either the 7 of spades
That
or
one
the
as
7
well.
of diamonds.
It could be down to 5, or we should be, but poker's a funny old game.
Yeah, stranger things have happened in this tournament already than Phil not hitting this.
Any club and it's all over.
That's no help, Phil.
One card to come. 7 of spades, 7 of diamonds.
See you, boys.
It's not. We're down to 5.
It was too tough for Tuffers, and the cat goes without getting the cream this time. Matt Lockwood's googly, sees him off, and Phil Tufnell first to go, and we're down to
Massive
5.
chip leader.
Our first sports star is bowled out of here. Break call from Matt Lockwood, and it's goodbye to our first player, Phil Tufnell. The cat, more of a kitten than a lion, out with nothing.
Disappointed. I don't really quite know what I was doing, really. I think I got a little bit carried away too early doors. He's done me twice there, the old football boy, and he flopped the flush, and I went with him there, and then I thought I was getting lower and lower, and I thought, sod it, I may as well go all in. So, anyway, I'll get home for the missus.
Phil Tufnell's elimination has played right into the hands of Matt Lockwood. He was the one that took him out, and he's currently the sizable cash leader, just short of £14,000 to his name. Solid poker we've seen from Matthew Stevens so far, as you would expect the way he plays the game.
Yeah, he reads the game very well. I've played against him a couple of times, and
I'll raise.
he knows when to stick the money in. Well, for the first time, we see Austin Healey with a genuine raising hand. Now, this is good because are they going to believe him? I think Peter will probably fold with his king 3.
Of course, what he needs, Austin,
Pass.
with that strong ace-king, he needs someone to have a hand against him. And Matty Lockwood has a hand against him. Ace-10.
You do well to fold this, Matt. What a pass. What a great pass. Well played. Well, that's either really tight play or a fantastic read. Because Austin Healey has been bluffing like there's no one's business. And all of a sudden, it's a premium hand, and Matt Lockwood folds his ace-10. Folding your ace-10 to Austin Healey, wow. Who would have thought it?
It was a magnificent play. He might not know it yet. Be proud of it when you see that one back, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Good decision.
These guys have won all the trophies, medals and cups there are in their sporting fields. But the pressure's really on when you're bluffing for thousands with regs. Who can hold their nerve and keep their poker face? 20 grand up for grabs.
Pass.
Raise.
Raise. To 1,000 total.
Big raise from Matt.
Pass.
Brian, king 10 suited, but it's still a good disciplined pass.
Yeah, good disciplined pass.
What's she got left?
I was just about to count it.
Clean that up, Sandy.
Wow.
Okay, we raise all in.
Austin Healey's gone all in with his king queen. Again, very good aggressive play from Austin here. Bit of a monster for Austin, this king queen. Now, how much more is there for Matt to call?
There's been an intriguing storyline between these two after that magnificent read from Matt Lockwood a couple of hands ago. He put Austin somehow on ace-king suited, or put him on a very strong hand. He got rid of ace-10. Now Matt has got ace-jack. Austin hasn't got such a strong hand. He knows that Austin's been bluffing. He knows he probably made exactly the right decision last time, so what does he do this
How long
time?
it takes you to get to that party?
It's
I think he
5
might
past 7.
call. I think he might feel that he's getting his odds
Takes me an
here.
hour and a half to get there. Doesn't start till 10.
The only thing he doesn't want to see is obviously a big pair or an ace-king, ace-queen. If he's got an under pair,
And I'm playing.
then he'll call like a shot. Because he's getting value. There's also a good chance to knock out another player.
It might not be. Might be retired.
So how much more is it?
2,300 more.
I think he'll call. I think he's got a call.
I think he'll call as well. The banter incident. It's
Any more
Austin
info you
Healey's
wanna know?
sister's 30th birthday
cards
party tonight.
I've got.
And
a
Austin
very
being in the
high
final
pair.
has meant that his appearance could be delayed. So Matt just asking him when he went all in how desperate he was to get to the party to try and ascertain what sort of hand he'd got.
I think he'll call. As it is, Austin's not going to be in such bad shape, is he? He's got 2 live cards, king queen against ace jack. But he's getting nearly 2-to-1 his money here.
Pass.
Oh, he's passed.
Ace.
Jack that time.
Ace jack.
Getting better. Good bluff.
I wasn't bluff.
No. He'll be his head in your bed.
Got the kids' schools to pay for. Are they your kids outside, are they? Are they your kids outside?
It's good play from Austin.
No, my kid's not here now. My kid's in
It goes without saying that all 5 of these guys have only reached the top of their individual sports because of the immense amount of preparation and dedication they've shown. And Brian Whittle has taken that forward to the world of poker because he has been here, he has been watching the tournaments go on since he's qualified for the final. Down here every week, just having a look, watching it all transpire and unfold, just trying to get a handle on how the opponents have been playing. And of course, if he comes third, he's third at the moment. If he comes third, he's going to end up with even more money. And from that point of view, he's certainly
You'd have to make it
put the hours in.
So you've got 6. If you just
say he deserves to get paid, considering how little he's played before.
Yeah, very inexperienced. The most inexperienced of the 5 at the moment.
Let's put 6 in there.
But he says he's getting the bug for it.
4 in here.
And if he does well in this tournament, who knows? He could be an addict by the end of the week.
3.
He's a great guy. He's a great golfer as well. Played golf with him many times. He can drive a ball 300 yards, no problem.
Okay, it's 1,000 to call.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying he's probably the least known of the guys sitting around the table. Certainly to our watchers who, you know, maybe sort of 20 or younger. He was a member of the 4x400 metre relay team in the same sort of vintage as Chris Akabusi and Roger Black. Never one of the particularly heralded names in that, but a very worthy part of that team.
Yeah, he won a Commonwealth Games silver medal. So he's got some good credits to his name.
Hey, that's good knowledge, Michael.
Thank you very much. Is this an all-in from Peter here?
1300.
Yep, it's an all-in. Good bluff. Now, 1300 to call. There's 5,900 in the pot. This to me is an automatic call.
Not only has he got his pair of sixes, he's got an inside pin straight draw as well. So
good call, Matt. Good call. It's automatic.
Big pair.
He's getting huge value for his money.
And Peter shows ace-4 of diamonds.
Now Peter either needs runner,
Needs
to
an ace or
diamonds, or he
running
needs an
diamonds.
ace. He could be down to 4.
Good call for me there. Thought I was losing.
Huge pot, 7,200.
Turns to jack.
Split pot possibilities.
Queen 7.
Any 7 or queen makes it a split pot.
and gets him out of trouble. Or an ace to take the pot.
No help, we lose.
Oh, the 3 of spades, not what he wanted to see. Hasn't really had the ammunition tonight apart from the one hand. And One Dart Manley couldn't get the one card that he needed to see. He's the second out. 25 hands gone and we're down to 4.
Well, ace-4 against pair of 6s. Clock's come ace-9, 8, 9, 10, and all in moves from Peter Manley. Good move. Matt Hack's call, the 1,600 or 1,400 call in a £6 grand pot. He's getting his money. He also has a straight draw.
No matter what, 2 cards it was.
25% on it. It's been enjoyable. I can understand what it must be like now not to get a hand, and tonight I really didn't really get too many hands. I think I lost both my big pots on aces where I'd gone, and you know, the other night they were coming in for me.
Footballer Matt Lockwood miles out in front, but it's not over till someone's sitting with all the cash. There's still 4 in.
These blinds are worth stealing now, Jim. It's a case of changing that gear now, and there's 900 in the pot before we see any cards.
Pass.
I'll limp in.
Call.
Prepare to see a flop, Austin.
Raise.
Yep.
Raise.
Call.
This is great play from Matty.
Call any quicker. Do you want to call any quicker?
Raise is 1,000.
He's made a quick call, which normally signifies that they have a bit of a hand, but he had to raise that, Matt. It was a good raise.
Not too much to choose between the 2 hands. It's just a question of who
7,
hits.
6.
He who dares wins now, Jim. Who's prepared?
All in.
Going all in.
Wow, what a great bet from Austin. I think this will get through. He's not going to get called. He's not going to get called whatsoever.
7.
This is where aggression really does count, and this is where Austin Healey, like I said, could be very dangerous if he doubles up. Once he gets cash in front of him, you just don't know what hand to put him on. There's no way he'll call this. He's not getting value. He's got to think maybe that he's losing to a bigger ace, minimum. It's funny, Jim, because he virtually said all in before the cards were even dealt, didn't he?
Yeah. And it's funny, if that had been either of the other 2 players around the table, I think it would be mind made up easily for Matty Lockwood. He'd just throw them away. With Austin, he knows that he's volatile, erratic, and sometimes he's capable of a move.
If he calls this will be the best call he's made all game. But I don't think he's going to. I think my instincts on this should be right. Yeah, he's folded. He's not getting value, and he's got to think his ace-9 is losing, full stop. Well played, Austin. He's not in that much of a hurry, is he? prepared to stick his money in. Now he's getting some money.
Pause a bit there,
He's not so far behind.
I was hoping you were going to call me.
He's moved up to second.
I got a train.
You got a plane?
Train.
Oh. What time's that?
Well, last one's at 11:45. No, 10:45.
That'd be a nice little train home. And if you win, there's a limo.
Call.
Call. And pass.
Two very similar hands.
Always be wary.
Queen 8 against Queen 9.
It's my age, mate. Half a shekel for a nickel.
Big chance of a split pot, of course, but who's going to have the gumption to be able to hit this flop big?
Queen on the flop would be interesting.
10-5.
Wow.
And that's interesting for Austin because he's got up and down shot here on the straight. Brian with the middle pip.
This is one of those situations where neither of them wants to hit their kicker because it would give the other one the straight. But they're obviously not to know that. Austin Healey's not going anywhere with his up and down straight draw. Whatever Brian bets, if he does bet. There you go. Ooh.
Brian, this could be expensive for you, I fear.
2,000.
2,000 bet.
He could call this, you know. He's got an inside straight draw. He's got a pair. Brian hasn't been putting down his cards.
Call.
Yeah, I thought he'd call.
2,000 called.
I thought he'd call. This is when you want to eke out as many of the cash as possible from someone who is very inexperienced. If a 9 comes.
Well, the 4, not what he wanted to see. 9 would have made it very interesting how they would have both played it. It would have been a split pot.
How much have you got there? More than you. All in then.
Going all in.
Wow. Brian is now thinking, okay, I've seen you bluff a few times before. You've been caught out. Are you bluffing again? I don't think you'll call this. It's too big a bet.
As soon as you were getting them out on the table, I thought I'd put it.
It's too big a bet. I mean, if Austin had a bet 1,000, maybe 2,000, he might have got a call. But I think Brian will pass this. It's going to scare him off. He's thinking about it. There's a hell of a lot of cards there to beat him.
He's never had to make a decision of this magnitude in terms of the money at stake in his poker career. So, what do you do, Brian? We know that Austin's hit his queen straight.
Yeah.
You think you've hit the middle pair of the 5 with the pair of 8s. You've got a good kicker with that.
Austin's given a good Oscar-winning performance here, isn't he? I'm bluffing, I want to call. Come on, Brian. You've got to pass this. You've got to think you're losing.
You've got 30 seconds to act, Brian.
See, that's the thing. When you say Austin's been caught a few times, he's thinking, are you bluffing again?
3, 4, 4,005, 4,006, 4,007, 4,8.
You both checked the flop. The 8 came down.
880.
Austin bet. Maybe he's missed his flush draw. Have you missed your flush draw? No. Good fold.
Well done.
Played.
My arse was twitching like hell then.
What'd you have?
Hey?
What'd you have?
I had a pair of 8s.
Slow down.
You probably won then.
Yeah, we
3.
You little liar.
There you go, you see? Poker players true to form. Lying.
It's usually proud to be representing my sport, and I'm sure the rugby fraternity will be glued to the TV set, all wishing me well. Believe that, you believe anything. My tactics in the final are to try and figure everyone out as quickly as possible. I'm not the most experienced guy. I think that showed in my heat, but What I will do is I will try and bluff people off pots as much as possible, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I'm always waiting outside with the baseball bat to see them hit her. I'd say my overall chances are above average to very good to probably almost go down the bookies now and put some money on it.
So you can see the gap between Matt Lockwood and Austin Healey is shrinking all the time. It's as small as it's been for about 25, 30 hands now. Brian Whittle in a bit of trouble.
I think that's
Any
the one
ace?
hand that I'll want to look back at.
Any two high cards? Any pair? Stick it in, Brian. You ain't going to get aces, kings, queens, jacks, the lot now. Now's the time. Stick it in, mate.
All in.
Well done.
All in.
Who's going to come in with it?
Certainly not Matthew.
For 1860. Pass.
Austin might.
Austin might. For another 1360. Probably not.
Pass.
Oh, cool.
Oh, what a hand.
Yeah, Matthew's definitely going to see this.
Well, to be fair, I've got quite a good hand as well.
He's got 1,000 in there. He's got a call anyway.
No matter what you want, he'll be able to call.
Yeah.
I think even if he didn't have much of a hand, he probably would have called anyway for value.
7 on the backs. That shows King Queen.
Ace 8
Brian shows Ace 8.
against King Queen. Ace 8 is in front.
lost
Not
one
too
king
far
to me.
though.
That's a 6-4 shot. Matty have turning this around, so Brian in a good position.
10.
That's a couple
Three.
of. That's
2 spades.
that's one out gone for Matt now. Doesn't want to see the king of spades.
Turn is a 5.
Looking good for Brian.
Thanks, mate. No, I'm just saying that's it.
Set to double up or walk out the door. Which will it be?
Kill myself.
There's only 5 cards to help Matt now.
Amish.
5 cards. Otherwise, Brian's doubled up.
It's a 4.
Nope, he's doubled up.
Well done, Brian. You served your luck.
So
Being able to
860.
get out of an awkward position with your stack diminishing and he's back up above £4,000.
Well,
Yeah,
tell
he's
you
made the
what,
correct
you
move there to go all in
Yeah.
with his ace 8, and he was in front, and the best
Right,
hand
here we
won.
have 1,000.
Yes.
Well done.
Probably a grand, yeah. I think. A grand and a bit looks the couple of thousand. Yeah.
Pass.
I'll raise
Raise.
3,000.
Now he's got a hand ace king.
3,000.
Try put him on that.
Pass.
Ah, so has Brian.
All
All
in.
in.
Can I have your cash, please, sir?
No.
He'll get a call here. So it'll come down to one of those races, Jim, which so often happens in poker. You have 2 overcards against a pair, and it's all about winning your races. Brian Whittle knows about that. Is he going to win this
You've got
race?
a pair, haven't you?
He's won many races in his
Doesn't
time.
matter now.
If he doesn't win this race,
Have you?
it'll be his last race as
Nines,
this tournament's
eights.
concerned.
No.
Higher.
He's got to win this race. No
Kings?
ace or king on the flop,
Jacks?
or the turn,
Queens?
or the river.
2, 7, 20.
Jackses.
Okay, 2, 7, 20.
You never got a pair of aces,
That
have
means
you?
he's got 280 change.
Okay, so I'll give it him out of this.
Yeah, give it a round of that, that's okay.
Lovely.
Is it going to be his last hand? He's handily placed, as you can see from the
288.
percentages. He's
Austin.
Yeah.
got the better
Cheers.
chance.
Thank you.
Any cards, please, gentlemen.
Okay. Brian shows a pair of 10s.
Good hand, mate. To be fair, I didn't think you'd have anything.
And Austin shows ace king. It's a coin flip.
Yep. As Marty says, it's a coin flip.
All the best.
Done the best you
I know
can.
it's
It's out of your hands. It's
Here we
lady
go.
luck now. As a man that deals the cards, what have they got in store? That's pretty good at the moment. Pretty good at the moment for
No,
Brian.
not
He's
for
big
Austin.
favourite at the moment to win this. He's saying inside, no ace or king, no ace or king, no ace or king. If a jack comes, it makes it interesting.
5.
Nope,
You're
just
right
6
back in the
cards
game
in
here
the
now.
whole pack.
Come on, baby.
Just 6 cards. Otherwise,
Do it for
Brian
me. Come on.
is doubled up. He's praying for no ace or king. 9.
Brian doubles up.
Survives. He won. He wins yet another race.
That's many lives of mine gone.
Nice try from Austin Healey, not for the first time in his career, but as he says, it was expensive. Brian Whittle doubles up.
You can get more hands easily.
Five and one, please.
What am I? Sorry, one.
Into hand number 47. Long time now that these four have been playing four-handed. Peter Manley and Phil Tufnell leaving us inside the opening 25 hands. Still plenty of jockeying for position going on amongst these four, who will be able to progress from here to heads up.
At this point in time, if we see Matt Lockwood double up Brian Whittle, all four players will be, well, within 1,000 of each other.
6, 9.
Hell of a tight battle.
Check, both checked.
Bottom pair for Matthew.
6.
All nails trips.
Check, both checked.
Trap check there from Matt. No bet from Austin.
Check.
I'm sure we'll see a bet here from Matthew.
You want to check out?
No, I'm not going to check out. I want to stick some money and hoping you'll call.
I'll check you out for the flop if you want.
2,000.
Nice try, Austin. What's he going to do? Is he going to have the discipline to throw it away? Yeah.
Pass.
Lucky boy, lucky boy, lucky boy.
Matthew's showing him just what a good decision it was, but he has reclaimed second now from Austin Healey.
You're hoping that I hit the jack.
And he's only 2,000 off the lead, which is the best position he's been in for a long time.
That's right. Actually coming back into this and still very tight. Still anyone's game, really. Like I said, if Brian doubles up, he's back up there with the leaders.
I've only got about £5 grand.
I meant us three.
Yeah.
Turn off, isn't it? One double,
exactly.
chip leader.
Double off from you.
King 9 this time for Brian, but
discipline fold.
Particularly first to act. And King 9 for Matt as well.
Well, this is a raising hand, surely, on the button for Matthew here.
3.
Raise to 3,000 total.
3 times the big blind.
Pass.
Too much for Austin.
Very disciplined from Austin there. He's called a few raises with a lot less than that.
That one's 500 there.
Okay.
What's he got? Any more Elazzy bands?
Yeah,
I've got a couple down there.
Cheers.
And with that, Matthew Stevens,
I
think for the first time in the whole tournament, becomes the new cash leader. He's just overtaken Matt Lockwood. He's got £400 advantage over him. £11,750 to Matt Lockwood's 11,330. Austin Healey, 8 grand, and Brian 5,000.
1 and 2.
No difference.
751,500.
It's going to be a pain, isn't it, counting that out?
5 weeks.
Still Marty Wilson there saying there are 5 more minutes at this level, and the blinds will then go up to 750 and 1,500. It's a situation where it's really going to start sorting the men from the boys.
Well, no one's comfortable at this stage now. There's a lot of money in the pot to play for. It's all about who's getting the cards.
Raise to 3,000 total.
Call.
Call.
Quick call from Austin here. Would have liked to have seen an all-in here from Austin.
Now, what's Matty got? Is he going to come in as well? No, he doesn't, and he's passed King Jack suited.
Wow, that's discipline for you. I would have gone all in, Austin, if I had Ace Queen.
Big hand now.
I would have put Matthew to the test. Ace Queen, a hell of a hand, 4 players. Right, he's elected to see a flop. If an ace comes down, oh well, this could be very expensive from Matthew. He's got to think.
Check. Check.
No, I didn't check.
No, I'm just double checking he checked.
Oh, right.
I checked.
You've
Matthew
checked.
checked.
3.
3,000.
Matthew will do so well to put this down.
I'm all in.
Oh,
Raise
he's gone all in.
Well, this could be the end of Matthew Stevens.
And he's called it.
All depends on what happens with the kickers.
Aces.
Austin has the better kicker with the queen.
I think Matthew's got a little bit more money than Austin, so he won't be out, but he'd be a hell of a lot down. quick call from Austin.
How much are you all in for?
£17,500 in the pot.
It,
No, yeah, you do me, yeah.
You've got you covered.
I've got him covered.
No, you're the way around.
There's only 3 cards here that can
Matthew's
save
got the
Matthew.
last.
The chance of a split pot are very minimal.
Yeah.
Just don't really want to see a 9, do I?
No, you don't.
That's pretty obvious there.
No 9.
There's a 10, there's no split pot now.
If a 9 comes down, Austin Healey's out. If it doesn't, Matthew Stevens is in trouble.
Nope.
7.
Big hand for Austin Healey. Massive hand for him.
Okay, let's take these 2 3s in.
That's 3 there.
Yeah.
And it's all changed. It's Austin now that has a £7,000 lead, £6,500 advantage. And he's got around 50% of the cash. And it's Matthew Stevens that in that hand has fallen from 1st to 4th.
That's right. Crack on then. Crack on.
Incredible. Austin Healey was all in with the King Queen against Ace Jack. Didn't get a call, survived. Now he's our chip leader.
And he's got a pocket pair of 9s.
I'll just raise it 2.
Okay.
Raise it
2,000
2.
total.
Enough for Matt Lockwood. What sort of hand has Brian got?
It's an all-in hand. That's what it is. We've got another one of those races, but the other way round. All in, Brian. You can't just flat call this. All in, mate.
One of those hands, isn't it?
Yeah. All in.
Good lad.
We raised all in.
All in.
Okay.
This time it's Brian that has the 2 overcards and Austin that has the smaller pair.
There's two on there. There's 1.
There's 2. Okay, you've matched this bet here.
That's a small buy. That's a small buy.
That's 1,500, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
As we can see, an ace and a king
Give me
haven't
the
been
bandit.
folded by any other
That's
players.
That's it.
Is Matthew going to call for value? I don't think so. He's got
940
8 Jack of diamonds. He could triple up, but he's got to know he's losing. So I think he'll wait. He's got 1,000 in there already.
Pass.
How much more is it, mate?
1,940.
You played pretty tight all the way through, though, haven't you? You did me on the last one, so I'll call.
You've got to call, Austin.
Say call.
That was a call?
That's a call,
A call.
Okay, I've got an all in and a call. We'll do. Okay, let's have the cards over. Brian's got ace king this time. What's Austin
Austin
got?
with a pocket pair. It was 10s that
Okay.
Brian had against him last time. This time it's 9s.
All the best again. Okay, here we go.
You're understarted orders.
9 would be nice. Ace of king, ace king's fine. All lows. Give me low, please.
And here's the race. They're off.
Oh, there's the ace and the 9.
Oh, baby.
Oh, hard luck.
Didn't see the 9. Saw the ace.
Yeah, that's what I saw first.
Come on, another 9,
Brian.
please.
Ace is not good too.
He needs runner, aces or kings.
Good. Give me something else.
Needs a figure full
Ace
house.
or 9. Ace or 9.
No, it's all over. We're down to 3.
Ace or
His
9.
valiant race has come to an end. He's performed so well all the way through Brian Whittle, but ultimately it was
Well done, guys. Good luck, guys.
just the cards that went against him. He did exactly the right thing. Brian Whittle ran out of luck, ran out of room, and he's out
Good luck, guys.
in lane 3.
But what I'm going to do, because there's so much time counting with the money,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to move you around.
Well, it was another race to the end there. Brian Whittle with his ace king. Austin Healey with his pair of 9s.
Do you mind?
Brian hit one of his aces, but unfortunately a 9 came down on the clock as well to give Austin his strips. Set of 9s, knocks out Brian Whittle. And we're down to
I don't think I really got involved much, to be honest. I played one hand pretty poorly, and that basically left me short. And obviously then I had to try and double up all the time. I was looking for a big hand to try and double up where I was. I had about 3 or 4 grand on my stack, so if I'd managed to double up, then I'd be back in the game. But Austin drew 3 9s, so the rest history.
Never say never in poker. At one point, things looked desperate for Austin Healey, but a few double ups and a knockout of runner Brian Whittle, and he's looking seriously strong.
Sorry about taking so long.
That's all right.
Matt Lockwood,
thought
football's
you wanted
representative
me
in this
first.
final, the Leyton Orient left back. Mean poker player. I'd rather see off the likes of Tony Cascarino, himself a semi-pro poker player in the heat. Cascarino ended up finishing 4th. He was
You're 15.
in against Andy Scott and Spencer Pryor in the last 3 of the football heat. Austin Healey saw off former England teammate Matt Dawson amongst the rugby players, a star-studded lineup. Matthew Stevens dealt for
Going all in.
Mark Williams and co in the snooker heat and Steve Davis. Well, he's going all in again, Matthew, with 6-8.
Well played, Matthew.
Sorry, mate, you
Right.
touch it.
I mean, he has to do this. The thing is, Matt might call him now because
You
he's
need
got
longer
half
arms
of,
for this table,
Think so.
don't you?
They're
it's
getting
only
longer,
another
it's all right.
1750 to call him.
There.
So he's getting value for his money, Jim. He's got to call. It's a compulsory call.
Sorry?
Leave it to his
Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah, it's a compulsory call. I know he hasn't got many chips, Jim, but it's he's getting 3-1, just over 3-1 his money. And as it is, he's winning.
Absolutely. I mean, he won't have much idea really of what
16,
Matthew
10
Stevens is on, but he's better than even money shot.
Yeah, he's called.
On all in.
Good call, Matt. It's a compulsory call.
He's going to be delighted when he sees 6-8.
Okay, so look what we got.
I had no choice. You had no choice either.
6-8, and Matt's got 9-5.
Well, it's a crapshoot for these two.
Matt's in front with a 9.
No, neither do I. But
Matthew Stevens needs to hit something. He does have chances, I suppose, if a 7 would have come down, he might be able to add round either side of them, but we'll soon know. Here comes the flop. Oh, how's your Donald? 6 and 8.
Straight.
2 pairs, Matthew Stevens.
Well, he needs a 7 now, Matt Lockwood. A 7 to make a straight, or run a 9s, or run a 5s. There's the 5.
5, 9 or 7, is it?
A 5, a 9, or a 7.
Or a 5.
Otherwise, we're down to 2. Nope. Matthew's doubled up.
So Matthew Stevens doubles up.
Well done,
Okay,
Matthew
you've got to give him a
Stevens.
tenner, haven't you? Okay, give me a
And there's
50.
next to nothing between him and Matt Lockwood now.
probably calm as the
Big relief. There were a few chances as it came down at the end. That 4 apart though ended up saving Matthew Stevens.
Yep, he's hit £2 on the flop, Matthew Stevens, but it also gave Matt Lockwood an inside straight draw. That 5 on the turn gave chances of a 5, a 9 or a 7, but a 4 on the river made it a double up for Matthew Stevens. Now he's up to 6,770.
Either got any experience of tournament play at all, Austin Healey, you'd never know it.
You'd never know it. I think he's played brilliantly.
all in.
Going all in.
I haven't looked yet.
Matty Lockwood goes all in.
Go on, squeeze one in.
Matthew Stevens.
Been squeezing them out all night.
This is what Austin wants, an all in against the
Squeaky
2
chair.
small
Call.
stacks. Ace
Call.
Queen, oh, he's
Got an all
called
in
him.
and a call.
What has he got? King 10. King 10 against Ace Queen. Okay, he's got 2 live cards.
So
Cool,
King
so the
10 are
money
going to come
I
out and
have
flop.
Okay. Matt shows
So we're either
Ace
going to see
Queen.
Matt Lockwood
So
out and Matthew
Matthew's got
Stevens
King
down
10.
to less than 1,500 quid and all but out.
All 3 of them get up. Austin obviously wants one of them to go out. Let's see the flop.
Matt's hit his queen. Matty Lockwood well placed.
Heart or a jack.
Well ahead now.
Needs a heart, maybe. Jack of hearts would be good. No, it's all over. It's the full house.
Cheers. Well, you're still in. Am I? Yeah, I've not got a
No,
lot then.
still
So.
got a.
Okay, let's just. Which is your money? That.
He's got about 1.5 grand left.
750. You got 15 in.
Yeah, he had Matt Lockwood
But you're
covered, but
15.
he's down in fact to 14.50, so
14.50.
I've only got like.
in real
got
trouble. That's
one.
not even one big
Sure.
blind.
No, he's on the button now, so it's either this hand or the
750.
boys big blind.
Well, that was the hand. And Matt Lockwood delighted to see what came down. The Queens, massive cards for him. Not too much to choose between them before the flop, plenty after. Matt Lockwood up above 9,000. Matthew Stevens all but out.
4,000. 1, 2.
Was up. almost at 12,000, which represents twice his initial £6,000 stake, but down now to £1,450.
I think Matthew's in the small blind now, isn't he? So he's virtually all in now, really. He has no choice but to... he's got half of his stack in now.
I'm all in. I think you're...
How much should you go?
I think I'll just cover that, haven't
Unfortunately, he can't even do that.
No, 14.50 I think he's got. Luckily for him, he's winning against Austin Healey 7 deuce. The worst hand in poker.
5, 6.
Who knows? This could be the start of a dramatic recovery.
Well, as they say, a chip and a chair.
880.
A few pound notes and
So
a
it's
chair.
130 for you. No, it's not.
No, it's
3...
750, 750, 750.
What did I say I had there?
750 plus 830.
What did I say I had there?
830.
So it's 80 more, isn't it?
Pardon?
8 more.
Got 1,500 you got there.
80 more.
1,500.
So it's 15 there. If you put 15 in there, put
Right, I'll just
750 in
count
there.
them.
You got £80 more.
Yeah, I think it's £80.
You're gonna fold or?
Right.
I bluffed you out of it.
I am gonna call, but
Well, this another one of them, isn't it?
What's the story?
I'm calling.
Matthew wanted Austin to
Would
fold
you
for
like
an
me
extra
to
30
go,
quid.
shall I?
Is it another 80?
Okay.
Another
I
80
need every
quid.
penny I can get, yeah?
Not going to do that.
Okay. All right, Maurice.
4,880.
Okay, pull the cash out of the way. And then
Is it just 80, is it?
Yeah.
Have you got... is it
380, innit?
1580 you've got
It's
there?
380.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready.
How much is there in total?
1580.
750 plus 880.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
30 more,
Okay.
right?
30, it's 30 more, it's not.
It's 80 quid more.
80 quid more.
Okay, we've
All
got
right,
okay,
let's go. Let's rock on.
It was
All
all
the best.
of it.
All the best,
Okay.
Stand up again.
Do 7.
What do you want to do
Are
with
we
this?
going to see 3 become 2 this time?
hoping 7-2 comes out quite a lot.
4,
I've hit my 8.
8, 3.
No club. Or 5.
Club or 5.
No club
2
or a
7.
5.
Club 5, 2,
Matthew
7.
hanging on remarkably.
Oh, it's a club.
Club,
Club.
2, 5 or 7. Oh, 7 gives you a
There's a
straight.
flush draw now. Doesn't want to see a club, Matthew.
Club, 2,
Otherwise he's
5.
out.
Club.
Oh,
Two of
what
clubs,
luck.
Well done, bud.
The
Mate,
2
thanks
of
a lot.
clubs
Really enjoyed
makes
it. Cheers.
Austin
Right back.
Healey a straight. Flush, sorry.
Good luck.
Good luck in the tournament, mate.
Yeah, cheers. See you later.
Matthew Stevens makes the long, lonely walk out. The end of his big break. Matthew Stevens goes. And again, he was forced into a situation with next to no cash that he had to go for it. And out came the 4 clubs. Austin with the 2 of clubs. Worst possible poker hand. Ended up hitting a flush.
It was great, you know. Towards the end, it was getting a bit, you know, a bit quiet, but obviously as the money's going up, but all in all, it was a fantastic day and thoroughly enjoyed it.
The Sports Stars Challenge started off with 36 players. We're down to 2. England Rugby International Austin Healey against Leighton Orient left back Matthew Long.
That's the only reason I came today, just to get one.
Fascinating battle so far.
All the best. All the best.
Handshake ahead of the final heads up, and this is the head-to-head. Austin, 26,000, nearly 27,000. He's won more hands, bet more often, had much bigger pot win. He did get down at one stage to 2,700, but he starts this heads up with 10 times that amount and as overwhelming favourite.
He's really impressed me with his play. He's been very aggressive. He's bluffed a lot.
I'll raise.
Raise.
He's switched his play when he has to, and you got to fancy him heads up. I know he's got a lot of
Make it
cash
look
in
like
front of him.
5.
He's got the
Okay,
game for it.
5,000 total. 3 to call.
No.
Pass.
With heads up play, you mustn't relinquish your button too often. You really do have to raise with the button. And I think Matty, if he's not getting the cards, he needs to start making some moves. Really.
51 England caps, 2 tours with the British Lions, 250 games for Leicester. Always wanted to be a pilot, apparently. Austin Healey, but flying high in this.
Soaring leader. Wow, what a lovely hand to have heads up. Now, do you just
call?
All in and a call.
Oh! Queens against sixes.
Okay.
This could completely change the whole complexion.
Wow.
Have you?
Yeah.
Now,
Austin
2
shows a pair of
huge hands,
sixes.
heads up.
Play.
Matt shows a
Fair
pair of
play.
ladies.
All about the luck now. One thing Matty Lockwood doesn't want to see is a 6.
Flop 7.
I thought it was a 6.
King.
He's got the clubs covered as well.
No help to Austin.
No more clubs. I'd like to see a 6 or a 5. 6.
No help there.
6.
Just 2 cards in the pack to help Austin, otherwise Matty doubles
Matt
up.
Lockwood doubles up.
And he has doubled up.
Okay, that's 6,000.
Well
6,000.
done, Matty Lockwood. Up to 14,000, and having been
3, 4, 500,
the big outsider,
7,
finds himself back within
9,
7,500 pounds now of
6,980.
Austin Healey. Well played, Matt Lockwood. Just got the hand when he needed it.
Yeah, just take 20 out.
Perfect timing. I mean, there was nothing that Austin Healey could have done about that. It was a great call to make for the all-in. He thought a pair of sixes was good. Unfortunately, he's run into a monster. Game on.
Nigel wants to know you went to bed at 9 o'clock tonight then.
Yeah.
Raise.
Raise.
Pocket pairs for Austin, first
Minimum
to call.
raise.
4,000 total, 2 to call.
I think we get a call here from Matt Lockwood with his King 8.
All in.
We
Oh.
raised all in.
Oh,
More than a call, we've got an all-in. Now, what a decision for Austin. Does he call with his pair of 5s? He could be absolutely up against
call,
a
that.
bigger pair, or at least 2
I've got a pair.
overcards.
How much have you got?
9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9, 60.
So 10.
Does that include this or
No,
not?
that's what I've got here.
Okay, I'll take these in, guys.
Tough decision here for
There's
Austin.
4 there for me, isn't there?
Yeah, 4 apiece.
And how much? What's left?
9,
And
9,
that's
60.
9,960 on top.
Does he call because he knows he's up against at least 2 overcards?
Can you beat a pair? Mid-range.
I can beat anything.
Mid to low.
I think if he knew he was up against 2 overcards, I think he's called.
Look at the draw in it. It's going to cost me 9 grand more.
9,980.
Which will make the pot.
9, 9, 60, I think
Which
it
will
was.
make the pot what? 8 and 2 9s, 26.
8,000. What will be 28,000?
I'm pretty much out if I lose this, aren't I?
There should be 12,000 left.
Call.
He's called it.
Okay,
He's
we
called
have
it.
call.
We have another
How's
race.
this, gentlemen?
This is the race.
King 8.
King 8 against a pair of
Pair of
5s.
5s.
There's nothing any of them can do now.
The best.
Good luck, lads.
Pair of 5s would be nice. Another 5 would be nice.
Flop is 3.
Oh!
5.
He's hit the
9.
5.
Come on, the clubs.
Austin Healey is
I think-
leading.
Matty, his only hope is run a club
No clubs.
or a 6 and a 7.
It's a 4.
That's it, he can't
He
win.
can't win. It's all
Okay.
over.
Really
Enjoyed that, yep.
It's
Very
all
good.
over. It's a good call by Austin.
Congratulations, Matt. You played fantastic all day.
And we have a winner.
Congratulations,
Austin Healey is our
Well
winner.
done, mate. Thanks very much. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Matty Lockwood goes.
Okay.
Luck ran out. The cards came down Austin Healey's way. That 5 of clubs on the flop. Absolutely monumental. And it's the England Rugby International who is crowned top
I'm not going
dog
to say it, but when I
Sports
was,
Stars Challenge
Yeah.
winner
Yeah.
for
Cheers.
2006.
when I was coming down, right, all I could see was the number
Monumental
5.
victory.
Wow, you saw
Honestly.
another one.
All I could see was the number 5. And on the way down the previous day, all I could see was 10s. And I won on 10s last time. and 5s this time.
Must have a sixth sense.
It's all
What
karma.
about this? What about this?
Great batch, and both guys deserve a medal. Let's hear from runner-up Matt Lockwood and winner Austin Healey.
I think they'll be absolutely devastated that I've won the rugby lads. Because when I play with the club, I always lose because I lose interest because the games are slow. Nobody steps up the pace. There's not enough money involved. I know that sounds a little bit sort of pretentious, but it breeds interest when there's money involved. And we normally play £5 in with chips. Winner takes the 25 quid or whatever. So I think they'll understand now when they start giving me banter about not being a very good poker player. I think they all know the truth now.
It got to the stage where when the blinds were going up, you know, my cards sort of dried up, and then Austin started bullying the table and betting all the time. And to be fair to him, I mean, he was betting well. He was betting when I didn't have the cards, and I couldn't really sort of come back at him, I didn't think. And you know, he sort of got down to a massive chip lead, and there's only me and Matthew left, and you know, it was a case of who was going to finish second.
Match from Chairman Barry Hearn coming in to present the trophy to rugby star Austin Healey.
Well done.
Thanks very much, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Can't fit it all in. Can I have a bigger vase, please?
The sportsmen round this table have won World Championships, Olympic medals and World Cups. But the pressure's really on when you have cash in your hand and you're pulling off a bluff. These guys have done their sports proud, but it's Austin Healey who leaves the East End with £20,000 and the title of Sports Stars Challenge Champion.